my second time at a WE event. I came a few months ago and it was just so brilliant that I thought I'd love to come again.
I'd say it's a really good place to start. You will meet some like-minded women. You'll be able to share your experiences with them where there's no need to hold back, and there are professional women, business women from all sorts of backgrounds. So there's a big variety.
As always, very exciting, very motivating. If at my age I can say I feel brilliant when I leave from here and elated, then I think the younger ones probably feel even better. And this has to keep going.
I've always sort of aspired to have my own business, but I just don't know how to do it. And also, I think as the years go by and you leave work, you kind of lose confidence. And I think this is quite nice because it kind of brings you back to what you can do. And you see lots of people that have sort of had these dreams and aspirations and have actually gone out and done it. And it kind of gives you that kind of little push to say, actually, you know what, I can do it. And that's probably what brings me back. Yeah.
I'd always go back home and I'm always feeling empowered.
And anything with the word empowered in is for me, that's for sure. And I've been here 15 minutes and I've met some amazing people already.
And also I think it's just nice and it's a fun evening. So for anybody who hasn't been, I just encourage them to come, because once you start coming you won't stop.
Welcome to the Women Empowered event, Dare to Dream.
I love the location first and foremost.
The ceilings here lend itself to Dare to Dream, because you can dream the dream because there is no limit to the ceiling. It just goes up and up.
Sky is the limit, and what better way to explain and to demonstrate it than this forum. I was terribly impressed actually.
A lot of people secretly want to do things. They really want, wish they could. Daring to actually dream means to actually incubate that wish, the wishfulness into considering the possibility of making it happen into reality.
Being true to yourself about following the ideas that you have in your head about what you think you should be doing, what you enjoy doing, and taking it as far as you can.
To really come out your comfort zone, to really be the person you thought you weren't and what you ought to be.
I think if you don't have a dream, you don't have a focus or a passion, and then you kind of get lost amongst the world.
We all have dreams, but you need to give yourself permission, and that is the dare part for me, is when you dare to dream, you can take action on it. So I'm really looking forward to hearing the speakers talk about that.
You have to find your passion. I think once you get that, once you know what it is, you can do anything you want. If you are passionate about the thing you want to do, even if you don't know how you're going to achieve it, you never give up.
It's a life of an entrepreneur is actually a life of extremes. I mean, when it's good, it is literally like ecstatic good, it is ecstasy good. But when it's bad, it is cut your wrist bad. And sometimes it's both in the same week.
Here you get to speak to the people who've been through and risen above a certain level of their life and how they've pushed themselves.
Real people who've just, started from literally nowhere.
This officially launched in the middle of 2007. I was 23, 6 months out of university. I mean, I had little to no experience. I'd worked for my father prior to that, but really hadn't had a job.
It's nice to see, sort of normal people get up there and be able to achieve all these things.
Committed to my passion. So not only did I just do it because I enjoyed it, I committed to it. I learned about it. I learned how other people applied it. I learned how to make the cones, the mendi, everything. I didn't want to be someone who would just, run off things that I heard other people speaking about. I wanted to know it for myself.
Well, they've always got interesting speakers every event, and I think it's amazing the kind of people, and when they share their experiences, I really enjoy it.
And for me, success has never been about owning a massive house. I don't own a massive house, nor the best shoes. I'm not wearing the link on stage. They're nice to have, but success for me would always be feeling utterly fulfilled in my working life.
It's been my first evening, and I came here not expecting anything actually. I did not know what will happen, and I'm going back very inspired on a very positive note.
I've been to several events before, and they've all been equally inspiring, very different.
I thought it was a lovely event with 3 really inspirational speakers all of whom have completely different backgrounds, and I could definitely see everybody was listening intently.
Because I had a passion for it, I didn't mind looking stupid and hearing no, but even though I heard no so many times.
Winning is mostly about losing. Unfortunately, that is the truth. The one thing you don't know is all the times you didn't make it.
I went to, every single fashion show I could in the first 2 years, and I got kicked off the majority of those stands. I knocked on the door of every single brand I could, and even if they said, no, we're not working with you, I went back the next month, and it was that persistence and that tenacity that eventually sort of came through.
It's really energizing to hear such stories and go away and think, I thought I had a bad journey, but they've had it worse.
So what I did, we did the trial basis, and I used the money that I earned from Selfridges to pay the rental fee, and I used the money that I earned from my private brides to pay my girls' wages, which meant I earned nothing. So although this was about money and me earning money and making it my career, I had to push that to the side. That wasn't my priority at that moment. It was about making it work.
Just the energy in the room and the conversations, seeing the guest speakers talking about their journeys, I think was really incredible.
So what's really nice is that there's other exhibitors here as well, apart from the speakers. So there are people exhibiting their Indian fashions and other things that they've created. So it's really nice to have that mix of kind of creative art and some of the entrepreneurial speakers as well.
I discover new professions every time I come here.
Great people from all different types of backgrounds. There's no limit. You don't have to be from a business background. I'm not.
It's lovely to hear other people's stories as to where they're looking to do something, and next time you meet them, they've actually achieved or on their way to achieving something that they've been wanting to for a long time. So that in itself is really inspiring and brings you back here.
The whole energy is relaxed and welcoming.
Thanks to Rena Ranger, she's definitely created a wonderful environment.
It's always been amazing, really empowering, really inspirational. She has great speakers, great energy, great networking events. So yeah, absolutely recommend anyone to come here.
Someone like me who feels, I should give up, come back, feel motivated and go back.
You don't actually need to know everything. It's not your job to be the jack of all trades. Right? All you need to do is be a good leader. You need to be able to share your vision and make sure that people believe in what you're saying.
That a pattern unfolds. You are passionate, you do it well. You do it well, you become successful. Successful, then you enjoy your job even more and you become more passionate. So the cycle just continues to strengthen itself.
I kept calling, even though I got on their nerves. I know people say, don't push too hard. No, my advice is knock on that door, if it doesn't open, you kick it down. Just get through.
We're trying to think, differently. We're trying to go against the grain. We're trying to not sort of stay within this same format that every other retailer is in.
I think it's extremely useful, and I admire men attending these events for supporting women, because we can't be anywhere without you guys.
The more empowerment women have, the more we can have that. I think men have to start to understand and accept that and not feel like it's a threat. I think men are starting to get that. I think the more men come to this, the better it is.
And in years to come, maybe we won't need women-only events, just as we don't need men-only events. And this is just the beginning of those conversations.
There's a saying called "it's a man's world." So today I think it's everyone's world, and I think it's anyone and anyone can do it.
Nothing saps your energy more than spending time doing things that you don't like. But when you're enjoying yourself, as I'm sure you know, your brain produces a cocktail of positive chemicals.
You think about something and you think that's your passion, just go ahead and just live it.
All we did is just focus on a very good business model with very good foundations, kept our heads down, cared less what other people did.
I'm so enlightened now, and I want to go home, and I've got so many notes, and I just feel like I've kind of done this major tick box of things.
Take constructive criticism positively.
You've got to do everything yourself. If you don't ask, you don't get. You've got to have your eye on the ball.
And what these types of events do is they're a catalyst, because if you get fired up with your own aspiration to the extent, as I say, the dream comes and gets you, then any of these conversations will say to you, I've got to do something now, and now is the time, and I have to do it.
Be tenacious. Keep trying.
Persevere. Fight that fear of failure and expect it to happen and just learn from it.
Keep going, don't give up. If you love it enough,
You won't give up anyway. Never be afraid of failure. I know you've heard it before, but it is absolutely true. Just face failure and just say, sod off.
And I think whatever walk of life you're in, even, you know, you're at home or as a mother, the messages for whatever you do, you can follow and you can adapt to achieve whatever you want.
I have 3 younger sisters who I wish had come to this with me. It's a great event and I hope it happens more often. For the next one, you got to be here, you got to be sitting there, got to be listening, got to be taking notes. This has got to be part of your calendar, so do come down.
There are 3 events in the year. Take the time out to take one. Come and visit. You know, give yourself an opportunity in connecting with others and also making a difference.
Really speaking, Dare to Dream really answers that, is that if you have a wonderful dream about your business or something you want to achieve in life, you got to really crack your skin and just go for it, because when dreams come true, it's the most sweetest thing.